Okay, I guess we can start now. First of all, I'm really very thankful to the Quest Society for inviting me for conducting the useful sessions. The sessions are basically for the only reason behind them is to deliver the knowledge. Okay, so whatsoever little knowledge I have, I can deliver to you. Uh, Unluckily, I guess because of the very late time today, last comparing to the previous one, this time we have a very less number of participants, but it's still okay. We are the learners and we have to learn from the things. So without wasting the time, I will start my presentation. Can anyone confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
showing
sir.
the screen.
Okay, so I want to start formally. So mm, now I can call myself Dr. Salman. So I'm Salman Ahmed. I did my PhD recently, I guess last month. I completed my PhD from Universiti Hussein on Malaysia. Please let me know my voice is clear or I should speak louder.
Clear, sir.
Clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Okay, so uh, as I would throw uh, go back to in the past slides that in our last discussion we discussed about the how to write a research paper. Okay, so in that research paper we discuss all of the aspects that what is the body of a research paper. So from that, this time we are discussing the main focused area of a paper. I say of a research because you cannot start a research if you don't have a prior knowledge of anything. So we start a research by focusing on a particular area. So how we focus on particular area? We focus on a particular area using a literature review matrices. So in that scenario, for a novice researchers, this is the most important point to learn how to find a gap. When you find a gap, obviously after that you can start your research. So in that scenario, today we are going to discuss about the systematic literature review. For conducting the session, I'm really very thankful to the Kaidiram University and their student society. Uh, I would take the privilege of this platform and tell you that we have an MOU between the Kaidiram University and our UTHM. In that MOU, what can we do? The students from Kaidiram University can come for mobility to our university without any fees for a complete semester. So that is a very good privilege for the students who are in, I guess, from fifth to eighth semester. So the privilege of that would be one of the privilege is that you will not pay any of the fees to the UTHM Malaysia. The second thing would be that the hostel fees will be waived. You will not pay the hostel fees. Okay, these two things are waived for the students of Quest Nawabshah only because of our MOU. If the students from other university want to join, they will have to pay these both the fees for the university fees and for the living expenses. Okay, so I just wanted to use this platform and let you know about this. So if anyone wants to use this platform for the mobility, you can discuss with me in our any of the group, or you can text me personally. This is my contact number. So you can contact me on this number. It's a WhatsApp number. So you can anytime just text me when I'm free. I will reply you back. So sorry. So first of all, I start with the SLR. What is systematic literature review? Systematic literature review refers to a system. It is a comprehensive methodology for identifying and analyzing the research evidences. So what we do in when we are discussing about the literature review, in literature review, we do a comprehensive analysis. First of all, whensoever we are going to start any of the topic, we should be clear about the field, that on which field I'm going to work. When we finalize that field, after finalizing, we go for the literatures related to that field. In that relations, we go for the comprehensive analysis, in which we identify and analyze the topics and gaps in that field. It is widely used in academia. Obviously, when we if we talk about the developed countries, in those developed countries, usually most of the projects from the industry are assigned to the academia. Means industry will be telling the gap that we have this problem during our operation of machinery or any of the experiments, we have this problem. So an industry discusses that problem with the academy, and on that problem, academia do the research. Worldwide, that is considered as a research, that you are doing research for a gap that is creating the currently means the current problem and current scenarios of the lapses. Okay, so the literature review is majorly used in all of the field, I would say. Like we discuss about the engineering. Hello, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Dr.
Yeah. So it is widely used in the field of engineering, computer science, healthcare, social sciences, to ensure the unbiased review of the existing literatures. That means that when we are going to do a literature review, that shows that the novelty and the contribution of your work. That when you are doing some work, that should be showing some unbiasedness. That the work that I'm doing, that should be a novel, and that should not be what I say, that conflicting with any of the other works. So key features of an SLR. When we discuss about the systematic literature review, in systematic literature review, there are 5 key points. One is the systematic process. Systematic process, as I already told, that there should be a well-aligned literature that does not show any of the unbiasedness. Like, like means when you are going to deliver your any of the work, it should be unique, or if it is not unique, it should be contributing something. How we do that? For that, we do a comprehensive search. For the comprehensive searches, we sometimes use the keywords. Okay, sometimes we use the databases, and here database means we use the applications. Okay, and the third thing that we can do, we apply the different strategies. Means like the advanced searching. If I can get a time, I will show you these things practically, that how can we do a comprehensive search of a literature. So after that, there is a main point coming, that is the inclusion and exclusion. When you are working in a particular topic, obviously in that particular topic, there will not be a single gap. Like if I say, if I talk about my field, if I talk about the a if I talk about the cryptography, simply means about the data security. I know that there are some of the students from the social sciences, so I will try to use the generalized terms. Okay, so as my field is the data security, When I check in data security, there are 100 plus algorithms that are used for protect the data. So how I finalize that which algorithm I have to take?
Sir,
Yeah,
hello, sir.
yes, that's it. Hello,
Sir,
yeah,
we can take picture please on the camera and also who want on the camera.
yeah, okay, you can. Okay, wait, let me. Is it okay? Uh, if feasible for all the participants who can open their camera, please open your camera so that we can have some snaps for keeping in social media and the records. So all the students are not bound. Any of the student who want to, any of the participants, sorry, any of the participants who want to open their camera, they can just. So can I continue?
Uh,
Mother sir, your mic is off.
Sir, stop the screen and so we can take clear pictures.
Okay, okay, okay. I have stopped the screen. Is it okay?
Yeah, sir. Okay.
Mr. Mudassir,
Yeah, yeah.
could you please remove the mute camera?
Yeah, yeah. Load, load.
Okay, can I continue?
Yes, sir. Continue.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I was at the inclusion and exclusion. So particularly in a field when you find there are many gaps. So from those gaps, you have to particularly focus on one gap. If I talk about my data security algorithms, there are 100 plus algorithms. From those algorithms, I finalized only one algorithm that was AES. Okay, inside that AES, there were the gaps in two sides. One was the resource utilization, and other was the speed of transmission. So from those gaps, I selected the resource utilization. So when I focus on that gap means now the here it comes the term for the inclusion and exclusion. For the inclusion, I took the research papers just related to the topic that are used for the resource utilization. And I excluded the papers, the research articles that were not discussing about the resource utilization. So this is called as the inclusion and exclusion criteria. After this, the critical level. Sorry, actually, I'm suffering from fever and cough. So sorry for that. So for the critical evaluation, the studies are evaluated for quality relevance using the Prisma method. Now, I in next slide I will tell you how to do a Prisma method, and then the synthesis of finding. So synthesis of finding is basically to draw the conclusions and identify the trends and highlight the gaps. So this is called as a Prisma method. In that Prisma method, what we do, in that Prisma method is basically a very straightforward method for finding the papers or the research articles related to your topic. So in that relevancy, I will show you some of the research. Maybe I show you how to use this Prisma method in the Google Scholar, because Google Scholar is available for all of the students. So in that Prisma method, what we do, we apply all of these five uh, things that we discuss here for the systematic process, for the comprehensive search, for the inclusion and exclusion, for the critical evaluation, and for the finding synthesis finding. So in this, what we do, we go for the fields that we exclude the extra fields. Like I'm working on the computer science and electrical, so I will be focusing on that field only. If there is any of the fields inclusion for the business or any of the other field, I will just remove. And in the same method, I will check for the journals, that if I'm focusing on any of the very good journals, so I will remove the conference papers and these all the things. These exclusions are basically done in the Prisma method. Then there is the third thing that we do usually is of the time, that from which time to which time I'm selecting my research. For suppose, we usually, when we are doing the research for the new learners, it is also a point you should also know that whensoever we are doing the research, we usually focus on the latest 5 years research articles. So when we are doing the Prisma method, in that Prisma method, we will also include that the my limit of the start of the research article finding is, for suppose, as we are in 2026. So there we will write my start is 2021 and the to the latest one. So when we do these things from these 3482, if those there are many of the papers, when you do these inclusion and exclusion method, finally the papers will be just that will be eligible for your research cap will be around means 1000. So these are the advantages of using a Prisma method. So purpose of writing a literature review. Now, literature review is considered as one of the most important part, because literature review always discusses the research gap on which you are doing your work. So whensoever you are discussing any of your results, that results would be the reflection of your research, of your uh, literature review. Okay, first of all, literature review provides an overview. It provides an state of art, that what is the current state of the knowledge that you are discussing on particular topic. Then obviously, as I told already, that it identifies the gaps. It highlights the areas, that in which areas the thing or the algorithm or the what I say database or something like whatsoever you are using, that where it is highlighting, which areas it is highlighting. Then it shows for the relevancy, that when whatsoever the gap you have found, is that gap relevant to your application, that application you want to implement. Sometimes it happens that the same algorithm that you are implementing, for suppose if you are implementing one algorithm in medical, that's the same algorithm may be used in the agricultural system, or may be used in the educational quality management, something like. So in that, we show the relevancies, that I'm using the same thing, but then the same thing is used in other applications like this. Okay, then you will provide your contribution, that my concept of using this algorithm is different in these aspects. Then there is the support of the theoretical frameworks. I Here I would clearly tell you that when we talk about the frameworks sometimes they are considered as the applications, sometimes they are considered as the data sets. So those data sets, how the methodology is being used in those data sets, we for that purpose we write like this. It is a support for different kind of data sets. After that is the evaluate sources. What does it mean here? Sometimes it happens that there are many of the publications, those are unauthentic. The journals are not reliable. That may, if you refer to those journals for highlighting or finalizing your research gap, that may be uh, creating a question, that may be raising a question for your quality of work. So that is the evaluation criteria, that when you are doing your work and when you are comparing with other works as a in the literature review, you should be clear that the citations or the referred articles must be authentic. Now we discuss step-by-step guide to writing a literature review. So when we are writing a literature review, the purpose should be clear, that for what objective I'm covering my literature. Then the second thing, there must be clear that you should go for a comprehensive search. What does it mean by comprehensive search? That means you must not be focusing on only one database. I take an example of IEEE. Okay, if you are finding some gap, that is not the thing that you just focus on the Emerald or the Springer or the IEEE, something like. So you have to focus on all of the databases, and you have to check for the credibility of your work. For that purpose, you have to do a comprehensive search that may be providing a clear contributions. After that, there is the organize your sources. That is most important point. When it sometimes happens that some of the researchers read more than 300 and 500 papers, but they are weak at organizing them. So when they want to cite any of the paper or they want to recheck any of the paper, they just confuse that where did I store that paper, and they waste their time while accessing those journals again, those research articles again. Sorry for my voice because actually I have some problem with the throat, so I am trying to speak forcefully. Okay. So then after that, there is the evaluate the literature. That means I already told that the quality of the sources should be perfect, that you can straightly say that the site means there should not be any of the question from the evaluators that your cited sources are not perfect, one thing. Or the second thing, that the second thing is the research gap. When you did not cite the authentic sources, obviously the research gap will also be considered as suspected. After that, develop a structure. Structure is basically the body of the research article that we already discussed last time. That how we organize that there should be the abstract first, then introduction, then related work, then the methodology, then the results, and then last the conclusion. Okay. After that, there is the write the review using LRM. I would say that for organizing your literature, LRM is the perfect methodology. That how can you organize your literature? About the literature, we call LRM means literature review matrices or metrics. So I will show you how can you do this. In my coming slide, I show you this. Then after that is the cite, revise, and edit. As I already told you that whensoever we are citing any of the paper, when our literature is done, we will check for the coherency. Coherency in terms of the years, first thing. Coherency in terms of the uh, alignment with the your targeted area and alignment with the proposed methodologies. So these alignments takes obviously a revision of your literatures. So here I want to tell you one thing. Literature review is most important for the new learners. So whenever you are going to start your research in any of the fields, you must be clear that you have to start with the literature. Literature will be the first steer for you to go into your field. Now I discuss about the literature review metrics. So the literature review metrics serves as the purpose for the organization, comparison, gap identification, and efficiency. How I said that, I cleared this point. Whenever you are making a literature review matrix, that will clearly show the information about the different articles who have given their provided their works, they provided their experimental results before you. Then there will be a comparison analysis of their methodology, their findings and conclusions. From there, from the literature review matrix, I assume that literature review matrices are the perfect solution to find your gap. When you check into the metrics that you develop, in last you will see when you focus on the effects of each and every research article, you will see that what is the gap in previous work that you can focus on. Then is the efficiency. It simplifies the process of drafting the literature. It is simply the relevance information that you get in one place when you do this literature review metric. If you don't do this, obviously every time you will be reviewing the same papers. So this is the example for the literature review metrics. in my aspect, in my what I say, from my experience, I would say the literature review matrix should be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. When I joined my university for doing PhD, in my first week I created this matrix in which I wrote the serial number of the article that I cited. Then I went for the references, the reference of that paper. That may be any of the link, because in future if I cannot find the paper in my storage, so I can just click in that into that link and I can go to the same reference. Then about the focus. That what focus means, what is the particularly objective of that research article that it is focusing. Then its finding. The findings we find from the conclusion and the results. Then we, in our literature review matrix, we write the techniques that if a researcher got these findings, these results, this level of good results, we check for the techniques, what techniques he used, and then we write their gaps. Here, the gap means the effects. That means, for suppose if a researcher is working on the resource utilization, okay. So if someone is focusing on the limited resources, so obviously it will generate a gap in terms of the speed of transmission. So here, after that, we write the questions. That after reading this research article, what questions arise in my mind? In last column, I usually write that the parameters on which this article is depending. Like as I say, if this article is depending on the resource utilization, that means these parameters of this would be the energy, power, and the area, something like. Okay, so these things we fill one row for one paper. This one row will be a comprehensive literature review matrix for the complete research article. From this matrix, we will write a, what I say, systematic literature review of that particular article. So this is the complete structure of the literature review infographics. When we talk about the infographics is basically this type of the figure that covers both the diagrams plus the information. So we call that figure as an infographic. So the structure of literature review should be covering three things particularly. There should be the introduction, there should be the body, and the conclusion. For each and every literature that we have cited, first of all, we will give an introduction about the defined topic, that what is he focusing on. We will just give a short introduction about that topic in 1.5, or maximum 2 lines. Then after that, we will discuss about the outline and scope of their main themes. Inside the body, we will summarize their analysis and discuss their findings, that whatsoever they found it, what were the particularly results of that particular literature. After that, we will discuss about the conclusion, that what are the findings from him, what he highlight and what we achieve. Because remember one thing, there will be very less research articles who will straightly tell their gaps. That in my literature, in my research article, this is the gap. So you will analyze the gap from your particular mindset, that when you are reading the literature, obviously there will some question, there will be some questions arising in your mind. From those questions, you can highlight their gaps. That this paper did not focus on this, so this may be the gap of this paper. And after that, there is the suggest direction for the future research. Yeah, that is also the particularly best point for finding a research gap. You read the future works of those research articles. Future work is basically the gap that they say we did not focus on these things, so we will focus on this future. So these can also be the same gaps for you that you can focus on. So step by step guide writing a literature review paragraph. So how we write a literature review paragraph. First of all, as I said, that we discuss about the introduction or background of the topic. Here is I'm belonging to the network and security, so I here discuss about this. I discuss about the SDN. So what is basically SDN? So here I give a short introduction of the SDN. Then after this, I write the problem that the centralization of this, what challenges are created due to the centralization of the networking. Now, these things will not be from my side. Remember this thing. So these things will always be from a particular research gap that we are focusing on. So here I write the summary of the findings that for a particularly, if I say that, if I say like Mahmoud did this, so in that he focused on this, and these were the effects of his finding or implementations. After that, the identification of the gap. So when you do these three things, there will be some questions in your mind. From those questions, you can just write the gaps from the questions and from the future works. What he suggests in his research article, you can just write the research. And in last, you can write the purpose of reviewing this paper. That why did you review this paper? You will say like this review paper is particularly focusing on the resource utilization and lightweight implementations. So I'm working for that purpose. I need only 1 minute break, okay?
While we wait for our speaker to reconnect, let me share a quick thought about research papers. Why do we learn research? We learn research because it teaches us how to think critically, solve real world problems, evaluate information, and create new knowledge rather than simply memorizing existing facts. But what is its purpose for our future? Actually, research plays a very vital role in innovation and development. Almost every advancement in technology, medicine, engineering, business, and education begins with research. It helps us make informed decisions and contribute meaningful solutions to society. And what can we do if we learn research skills? Basically, by developing strong research skills, we can publish papers, pursue higher studies, contribute to scientific discoveries, improve industries, participate, and become professionals who create knowledge rather than just consume it. But what is a research paper actually? A research paper is a structure document that presents a study, investigations, or solutions to a specific problem based on evidence and analysis. Thanks.
Uh, Thank you very much, Alicia, for just giving me a good cap. Okay, so I can continue now. Thank you again.
Okay, sir, my pleasure.
So I guess I'm clear about this, as Alicia said, that it is just not a document. This is what I say, that a paragraph or something. Research is basically a document that is not just considered as a normal any of the chapter of any book. This is a research for the future works that truly takes you to consider what are the ongoing problems in our society and in our environment, that how can we be as a researcher, or as a, I say that we can call that as a scientist, that how can you be contributing to the society. Okay, so for writing a paragraph means when we read a research paper. From that research paper, we can just finalize that all the discussions of that paper in one paragraph. I will show you in maybe in last, I show you my own research article or something like. In that, I will show you that how we focus on the literature of previous works. So see, from this step by step writing, I wrote a complete paragraph which gives a comprehensive literature. Here, comprehensive literature means it discusses from the introduction to final the conclusion of that research article. That that research article, if it is discussing about the SDN, it tells what is SDN. Then it tells about the research caps, then its methodology, then results, then conclusion, and about the future works. So these all the things we need to have in one paragraph when we are citing any of the such previous research article. So I already discussed these things, that the black text is the introduction or the background, in red is the problem statement, and the blue is the findings of the previous work, and the green is the gap that we found from the discussion of that research article. After that, in syntax is the purpose of the review, that why did we review this paper, how it can contribute in our work. So when we are searching the research articles, what databases can we use for our research? So as I don't know that which databases you can access from your university portals, that maybe see, Google Scholar is open for all. Okay. After that, there are some research articles. Those are APC, means the researcher has already paid for you, that you can review their papers or you can cite their papers without any cost. Okay. So after that, there is the IEEE Explorer database, then the Scopus and the Elsewhere. So there are, I guess, more than 10 databases. There is also Wiley. Okay, then there is the Emerald, and we say Springer, or sometimes we say Springer. So there are many databases that we can use as a platform for searching our research articles. If we focus on only one database, that may be wrong, because when you are doing a research, your research should be thorough. You should do a comprehensive analysis of your research of your topic in all of the databases. So the best open database is the Google Scholar that we use. If I get time and if the audience allow me, I may be showing you the tactic to search on Google Scholar and other databases. So step-by-step guide to developing a research camp. I guess these things are very clear from the highlights that I have already taken out for you. The like conduct a thorough literature review. Obviously, as I told you already, that when you do a thorough literature review, you will find a comprehensive search and you can find very good articles related to your research area. Then analyze the literature. Pay attention to the method and findings of the studies. Then obviously you will go for the limitations of that work. That if this work is covering this, what are the parameters that this paper could not cover, or this paper could not cover, or if it is covered but not a well covered. Okay. The fourth thing is the articulate the research gap, develop a research gap questions. If from the article, you just read that, study that, and find some questions for you. That what are the research questions arising in your mind? So obviously, on those questions, you will be working for the solutions. So sometimes those solutions can be a very good research area for you to do your research for your master's and PhD, or some just like one paper. Then pinpoint understudied areas. As I already told you, that when you have the research question, obviously you will find the unstudied areas, that these are the less focused or not focused areas on which you can work. And that is not always right, that if someone has not worked on some area that you will work. So be careful. Sometimes it happens that if others have not worked on some area, there might be the thing that on that area that might not be the focus of that area. So be careful about that while selecting any of the area for your research. Make it perfect and be careful that if someone is not focusing on those areas, it may be possible that that kind of algorithm or that kind of technique may not be applicable on that area. Then the last thing is articulate the research gap. When you have these all the parameters, these all the aspects, in last you can just write a research gap that arises in your mind. When I do my research, I make my metrics. These are my result uh, discussion matrices that I create from finding a very good gap. Here I write first of all, I write the reference, that this is the reference of the paper. After that, I write the optimization techniques that that paper is using. In that, I use the technology, the area covered, the power utilization, frequency, and throughput. Okay, so these are the gaps. These are the matrices that we create for highlighting the work of each and every uh, scientist or the researcher in our area. So when we focus on particular researcher, we write all of the matrices that are covered in this. So creating a comparison table is basically the perfect way to organize and what I say, that particularly organize and find a different studies that contrast with your studies, or that may contrast with your aspects. So how we create a comparison table? In that comparison table, while using these comparison criteria, we use the author and the year. This is the generalized matrices that we usually use. I have taken the same generalized example. We make a matrix table like this, okay, in that we focus on the author and year here. After that, we write the focus of that author or the researcher, what focus they are covering in their particular type of research, and the methods that they are focusing on, then their findings, the strength of that work and the weaknesses, and in laws from these strengths and weaknesses and their findings, you can write a gap. If that research is not discussing anything about the gaps, you can just write it from the future works or the question arising in your mind, you can cover those things. So this is the example for the comparison of the tables. That here, if I cover one of my friends' research article, that he focused on the SDN control, and then his methodologies for the theoretical analysis, and the key findings were these the vulnerabilities. Then what was the strength of his work and what is his weakness. From these all the things, I found a gap that he is he still need for the better authentication and authentication mechanism for his work. So from this, when we write around means, I would say that if you are what I say reading around 300 articles, from those 300 articles, I guess only there will be 20 to 30 articles that will be very useful for you, and you can, from those research articles, you can easily find out the research comparison tables for your work. Okay, this is a very good aspect during the research, because uh, you can be a good researcher. You can analyze critically, but there are some still mistakes that we researchers do, that are the for the while utilizing the research tools, in terms of the visualization, in terms of the grammatical checks, or in terms of the literature alignments. So I start the discussion for the tools that we usually use while doing our research. When we discuss about the visualization, in visualization, we usually use means I say, for me particularly, I use the Visio. This is the tool provided by the Microsoft Office. So when you check in your Microsoft, there is that one, what I say, Microsoft Visio, that is also provided there. In that, you can do the visualization. Uh, Visualization here, I discuss about the figures, means that can be any of the flow chart, that can be any of the block diagram, or that can be any of the pictures that you draw using these tools. And the most and one more online available tool is the Draw.io, that we, or particularly me, use for the making the block diagrams and making very beautiful figures. Okay, when your research article visualization is good, obviously is it will give a good attraction to the readers. Your graphics of your research are the first attraction that a researcher thinks that I should read this paper or not. Then there is the paper part. For grammatical checks, because see, we all are not good at the English. So maybe sometimes there are always the issues with our English and the, what I say, the academic writing styles. So for those academic writing styles, you can use the available tools, just like Grammarly for your checking your grammar, and for the academic tone of your research articles. And another is the paper part. So this is the, what I say, ChatGPT is nowadays, this is a thing that everyone knows about this. So why we use ChatGPT? Sometimes we use this for generating very good ideas, or we can use this for paraphrasing of a work. So we can use ChatGPT in different aspects in our research. So when we use these tools, I guess using these tools in our research is not a bad thing. Okay, even though a ChatGPT you can use, but they should be you should be knowing that how to use these tools. Don't make these tools do work for you, but you should be knowing that what work you want to take from them. That is the main aspect, and that is the main concern of the research. So these are the tools for research in systematic literature review. Grammarly and, as I said, paper call we can use for the grammar corrections. For the visualization, we use Visio and Draw.io. And for the literature review assistance, just assistance, I use a word. Okay, we use ChatGPT. Sometimes when you don't find a gap, when you give that all of your findings to ChatGPT, you can also discuss with it that these are my findings. So what can be the possible research case for this particular article? Okay, now I tell you about the essential tools for researchers and academia. So you can thoroughly view these all the tools, and I guess if you want, you can take a snapshot of these tools that will be a very good assistant to you while doing your research. For the literature search, we usually use the Google Scholar, and then we have the Web of Sciences and many of other Scopus, WOS, Clarivate, PubMed. We have all of these. For the reference management, I have seen many of the researchers who do reference management manually, but using those references manually sometimes make them confused if they when they add any of the reference in between. If they are doing their research manually, their references manually, they will have to manually update all of the references one by one. So it is better to use the reference management like Mendeley. Mendeley is, I would say that Mendeley is perfect because it is a free version. Anyone can download it and anyone can use it. There are no any subscription or the membership charges. Then for writing and editing, as I already told, for the survey tools, we use sometimes we use the type form or the survey monkey, Google Forms. There are many of the survey tools that we use. Then for the data analysis, we use the statistical uh, packages. In I'm particularly talking about the social sciences. Okay, but in our engineering, we don't use the data analysis tools usually because we don't do the surveys. And then for the visualization, I already told. For the plagiarism check, this is also one of the important point. When we research, we do our research, we should be very careful that our research should not be 100% copied from somewhere. So for that purpose, whensoever we are sending our research article to any of the journal, they will first of all they will check the plagiarism, that how much similarity of our research article is with the previous available researches. Then for the citation generate, we actually these are very deep, I say, tools that for the new researchers these are not really important. So you can just cite using the Google Scholars. So this was all for today. This I guess if you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I guess I can show you some searching methodology in Google Scholar For now, I just pause my slides here. Okay, I stop my screen share. For now, if you have any question, first you can ask, then we will proceed to for around 10 to 20 minutes. We will go to the other database that how can we search the different type of research related to one field. If there is any question from my slides, you can ask.
I think, sir, no question from any other.
I guess it is a late time, so might be the time for others to sleep. So, okay, I just give you a short overview of the online search tools that how can we use our Google Scholar and the available database that we can use.
Okay, okay.
So we do a Google Scholar search. Okay, when we go here in Google Scholar, if we can focus on the particular topic or the keywords that we can search. Like if I write about my search, if I write like my search area is lightweight AES. Okay, so I just write it for now. I will tell you multiple methods to search in Google Scholar. This is the simplest method that I'm using here. Okay, so if I write here for the particular paper C, I can find my own paper here. So in a lightweight AES, when I write this, I can find the papers who are covering the lightweight in these areas. You remember I was telling you about the Prisma methodology. Here we can implement that Prisma methodology. We can custom the range that from which range to means from which year to which I'm focusing for my search. Then here we can make a relevancy that what type of search we are doing. We do sort by date or only the review articles. This is very simple aspect. I'm telling you one more that is a very, what I say, a professional version, or I say pro version of the researchers. So you can go here. You can go to the advanced search. I guess very less researchers might be knowing about this. So in this advanced search, we use the terms that what all the terms words I want to use here. What should be the exactly phrase we use? What should be the least words we use? And in these particular literatures, what words should not be used? I'm trying to write here, okay? So here I write with exact phrases. I write, I want to search on AES. Okay. then I write here AES, then for suppose I write here lightweight, I write IoT. When I write here at least one of the words, means it should be maybe if with AES, if I am focusing on any of the other words, there should be at least one of them should be present. Like I write here, upwards I write AES, so here I can write advanced encryption standard. Okay. Now here it is asking that without the words. So here all the other fields except my IoT application, I can write any of the field that it should not be focusing on. Or I write here AES. I write that it should not cover the DES. Now here it is asking that these topics or these keywords you want to see anywhere in article or you just want to see in the titles. This is also one of the most important things. Obviously, when the research focus area is major, so obviously you will be focusing on the title. First, we read the title. Excuse me, please. Yeah. So sorry for the interruption, actually. So this was I was covering that when we use this, and sometimes it happens that the title of the article. After that, there appears the uh, who is the author. If sometime it happens that we find some of the experts of our research, so we can write their names that I'm particularly focusing on these research authors. And here you also can write the publisher that if that is from the if you are focusing on some of the research articles, those are from IEEE, those are from Springer or something like, so you can focus on these. Here you can just like as previously I said that you can here write the years, that from which year to which year I'm covering. So this is called as an advanced search in which you can cover from the basic to the pro version of research papers. So when you click this, you will find very good papers, those which are covering contributing in your research area. See here it shows that the your inline advanced. Oh, why? Okay. So I made a mistake. Now here it is saying that the research area that I'm focusing on AES in lightweight IoT, it does not focus. Whereas it is talking about the DES. So here we go again. I remove the DES here. Oh, sorry, wrong spelling. So advanced research is basically that thing in which you would be particularly focusing on these all the things that we are focused means we are covering. Now here I write just AES. Now it came for AES. Okay. One more thing I tell you about the advanced search. When we are doing these advanced searches, you will see that it will be giving your phrases in these types. So if I write same advanced research here like this, that the particular topic should be covering AES in IoT. Now, please, if you check these things, see, for now there are 82 results. If I remove this, see, this is the advantage of your advanced searching. Previously, there were 5,480 papers which were discussing this topic. When I did an advanced research, what I did, I say there should be an article that should cover AES and the application in IoT. Okay. So if I write like this, if I go to search, what it became? It became from 5,000, it became only to 82 papers, research articles that are particularly focusing on this area. So this is the advantage of finding the research articles using the advanced researches. Okay, so I use one of the databases that I have from my own university. So here I use the IEEE. So in IEEE, you see, they also have some advanced research. So here also the advanced search works in the same direction. Okay, I want to tell you one thing here that I forgot to discuss. When you when you see this, when you check for the Google Scholar, when you check for the Google Scholar, you see there is appearing one more thing, that is Google Scholar Lab. This is newly introduced by Google Scholar. This is a very good thing. This will provide you searching your articles using the AI services. If I go here, I can do like this. See, this is the Google Scholar Labs. So in this Google Scholar Labs, you can just discuss with this. I am focusing on AES cryptography for IoT applications. Can you please help me to search articles related to this? Always. This is a newly introduced version used, I guess, what I say, it is using an AI platform. Okay, so I guess this was introduced by Google Scholar last year or maybe 2 years ago. So this is a very good thing that makes you very comfortable for using the Google Scholar. So see, the same thing that I was using the advanced search, I can use the same thing like we chat with the chat GPT. So you can do the chat, same chat with it, and it will find the useful research articles for you. But the thing is, when you do this, I guess it has limited followers. I guess only maybe 5 or 6 searches you can do, but still it is good. So I guess this was all from my side today. If you want to have one more session after this, in third session we will be just discussing the practical tools that we can use mm, for the research analysis and for the writing very good research articles. So for this session, I guess this is enough for the digestion. So if you have any question, please ask, and you can discuss your confusions here. If you are doing your research in any of the field, you can generalize it and ask any question for it. Thank you very much. Please, I would request, please ask your questions if you have any of the question.
Sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Sikandar.
Sir, I have question about AI detection in a research paper.
Okay, so first question is, okay, I will answer this question last. If there is any other question, please ask.
GPT is 0.
Sikandar, I think I got your question. Please, I will reply you in last, and let me check any of the other question related to this topic.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I guess there is no any other question. Okay, for Sikandar, I guess you asked. Please correct me if I am wrong. You asked the question about AI detection in our research articles. Am I right? When we are writing any research article, the journal usually comment that your AI detection is high. Am I right? You are asking this question, Sikandar.
Yes, sir. I have some net issues so that I
Uh,
can't
is
hear.
is this the question that you are asking? Okay, I'm replying the maybe as I got this question, I get this is the question from Sikandar. So when you are writing any research article, please don't write your research completely using ChatGPT or AI tools. You can use them as your helper. You can use them as your assistant to means for doing the paraphrasing or proofreading or grammatical checks. So what you can do, you can give it a complete rough paragraph of your search. Like when you make a research matrix, from that research matrix, you can make a complete paragraph and just give to ChatGPT that correct it, provide a consistency, and rephrase it if anything is needed, and provide me in a academic writing style. You can do like this. So from this, I'm sure that there will be no AI detection. Okay. If there is any other question, please ask. Is there any other question? Please let me know.
माइक भी खोलेंगे यहाँ
I guess if there is no any question, we can end up here. Please let me know any of the suggestion or anything. So otherwise, please allow me to leave the meet.
Everyone, for the e-certificate, please take a screenshot of this QR code and join the WhatsApp group for the future events and webinars, please.
Okay, thank you, Alisha. I guess we can end up here. Thank you very much for everyone being here. I am okay. We are on. So I'm really very thankful to all of you for being here and listening to my boring lectures. So okay, thank you very much. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Please, everyone, for the e-certificate, please take a screenshot of this QR code. By the way, what an insightful session on behalf of the organizing communities. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Salman Ahmed for dedicating his time and sharing such actionable, profound knowledge with us today. And I also want to thank all of our participants for joining us and staying highly engaged. Have a wonderful evening ahead.
I
Okay,
think
thanks.
we close the session.
Yes, now you
Yes,
all
Alicia, continue.
can go. Yes, now you can go all.